Head coach Dave Rose back with us on True Blue as we embark on the most exciting time of the year for the fans. What about for you?
Well, I know it's the most exciting time for the players.
Yeah.
The players, they look forward to this. I think, the first couple weeks of the season are really exciting for the guys, and then it becomes a grind. But when you can see the end and you get to this point and you know that to get a next game, you've got to win, it gets really exciting.
When you were a Houston Cougar, we go back a couple years, do you still remember the excitement of the postseason?
Absolutely. I think that it's and it's even more now. I mean, back then you didn't have cell phones, so you could the only thing you got was in the back of the newspaper. But now you've got a lot of information. These kids obviously they know where they stand, and that makes these games really exciting.
Let's take a look at the standings and how this season finished out as far as the regular season. At one point, you're 8-7 on a 4-game losing streak. You win 13 of the 16. That was a setup for a brilliant coaching question here. You finish with the number 2 seed, right back of Gonzaga, a team you split with. You look at this matchup. Is this kind of how you thought it might go?
Well, I don't think the way that I think it's going to go every year is that we're going to win the league and everyone will be behind us. But this season was a challenge, and I really am proud of our guys because we opened the season with 2 losses on the road, and then how are we going to respond to it? What are we going to do? And the guys have just been great, and we haven't won as many games as we'd like. We would like to have a couple of possessions back of that Portland game. Yeah. At Portland, that triple overtime game, and the game at Gonzaga didn't go how we wanted it to, and then Pacific we had a big lead and lost it on the road, but we played really well at home, and I think these guys have put themselves in a position right now with a big road win at St. Mary's and a big road win at San Diego to hopefully go down in this tournament and play well.
I like to watch your mannerisms. If I watch the game more, I might be a better announcer, but it seems like you have done a whole lot of coaching this year, maybe more so than in years past.
Well, what I think is really been key for our guys is that this has really been a challenge for them to to trust each other and to count on each other, and we've made some lineup changes, and I just believe that we've been really involved. Our staff's been made great adjustments, but this credit goes to these players. These players have found a way to play their best individually in the scope of the team, and the results have been really good the last 3 or 4 weeks.
All right, here's the lineup for Las Vegas. Of course, all eyes on Portland and LMU because you'll get the winner on Saturday afternoon. What do you think of the Pilots and the Lions? And those are teams that you split with early on.
Well, it's interesting because we haven't seen LMU for almost 2 months.
Right.
And Portland, we've just played them here at our place a week ago, and so we're way more familiar with Portland. But LMU got themselves on a great roll last year. Didn't win a league game and went in the conference tournament, won 2 games. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out to winner. We'll work on both these teams. We'll spend 1 day this week working on LMU, 1 day this week working on Portland, and then we'll see how it turns out.
A few of those guys played last year in that tournament, lost in the opening round to San Diego, and it was a low moment of the season, then you turned around for the NIT run. Do you go back and revisit some lessons learned from that to help for this week?
Well, I think what's really important this year is that we can keep our guys healthy and have good practices. Last year, we had a couple guys that didn't practice almost all week. We had a couple guys that didn't practice early in the week, and then we got him back late in the week. Ty, we didn't get until he got cleared the day of the game. And so that's what I really hope is the difference this year, is that we can prepare in a normal way with all our guys healthy and get in a great mindset to go down there and play well.
Let's talk about a couple of guys, Matt Carlino and Anson, and we could talk about the whole team because they've all been on roller coasters a little bit, but what are those two doing now that has them playing better than, say, 2 months ago, 3 months ago?
Well, I think that just a simple, answer to that question is that Anson has done a great job defensively of executing that game plan on the perimeter defense, which has been an issue for us over the course of the season. And then Matty offensively has really increased his efficiency. I mean, he's shooting the ball really well from the perimeter, but he's also really running our offense and getting the balls, to guys in the right spots. And between the two of them, they've really given us a huge lift.
Timing's pretty good as a coach to have 2 of the most prolific scorers in the history of the school coming through your program. But you look at Tyler Haws and 25 points the other night. You get about 23 every game from him. That's his average. He told me that he's having more fun this second time around as opposed to last year in the WCC. What about Tyler?
Well, I think what Tyler's really learned is just how teams are going to play him. Just that experience feels good to him, so you have confidence. And I think that's one of the things that changing leagues has really, been an issue for us, is for everyone can feel comfortable knowing how these teams are going to play our guys. And the experience of 2 years now, him being back off his mission, but his consistency has been terrific. You can look at any player in the country over the last 70 games that they've played, and his consistency has got to be right up there at the top.
We'll see where he finishes up next year as he challenges Jimmer's record. Do you have to win this tournament to get into the big dance?
Well, we got to win the first game to be able to win the tournament. So that's what a real key is. And really proud of our guys, because we've kind of had our backs against the wall for a couple of weeks now. And what we got to do is play well and win, and hopefully we can continue to advance.
Let me ask you about Jimmer. Huge applause as he made his debut with his new team, the Chicago Bulls, on Sunday. He's back wearing number 32. The Bulls coaches are friends of yours. Is this an environment where Jimmer can have a chance?
Well, I think what's really exciting for Jimmer, I mean, he texted me the night that it all came down and was so excited that he was going to get into a system, a program where there's a lot of passes on one end of the floor. Yeah. Now, defensively, it's going to be a real challenge for him, but offensively, he's going to have the ball put in his hands in a lot of different ways for him to score, and hopefully it works out for him. I know that the ovation that he got when he got into the game yesterday had to make him feel really good, and then hitting his first shot is a good start.
And that was a Sunday crowd. Those weren't even the BYU fans that were there to greet him, and he goes from a pretender to a contender. And that's all you can ask for.
Well, Gar Foreman is the general manager. He's a good friend of mine, and his text to me was, "Jimmer Mania officially begins in Chicago today." So I think it has.